The Grass is Singing was written by Nobel Prize-winning author from then Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe, Doris Lessing, and published in 1950. This then controversial book touches on sensitive issues such as isolation, colonization, mystery, ostracization, mental issues including depression, racial profiling, poverty, failure, and futility, among many other somber themes. The novel begins with a woman named Mary Turner, who has died controversially. Moses, the houseboy, turns himself in and is cuffed by the police at the crime scene with the intention to hang him for Mary's death. There are a lot of unanswered questions at the beginning of the novel, with Sergeant Durham interrogating Tony, a business associate of the Turners, and both of them are puzzled about the motives behind the murder. The novel then flashes back to when Mary was still a child growing up in a tumultuous home where her drunkard father often abused and fought with her sensitive, heartbroken mother. These memories would continue to linger and traumatize her for the rest of her life. Because of her traumatic childhood, she has no interest whatsoever when it comes to men, companionship, marriage, or starting a family. Mary is content with her single life as she grows up, independent, happy, and carefree as a 30-year-old office worker. However, this changes one day when she overhears other married friends ridiculing her age and single status. Mary changes stance and rashly begins to look for a man out of desperation and social approval. It is during this time of scarcity and desperation when she meets Dick Turner, a struggling white farmer known for his bad luck with his projects. They soon elope, and though things start moderately well in their awkward and rushed marriage, the marriage soon begins to take a nosedive. Mary moves to Dick's farm to start her new life with him. At first, Mary seems to adapt well to life as a farm housewife, sewing and doing the few house chores around their small house that is in a bad condition. Gradually, she begins to hate the farm life as she realizes she is not at all physically attracted to Dick. Dick is a hard-working but struggling farmer who seems to be unable to catch a break despite his efforts to try different and diverse farming ventures. The Turners are somewhat outcasts because of their financial status, which is below the status of the average Rhodesian white family. Mary begins to hate everything on the farm, whether it is Dick himself, the small, poorly constructed house, the hot weather, her white neighbors, and the black native workers who work for her. Mary is extremely racist and often abuses their black house workers, and because of the degrading maltreatment and much to Dick's displeasure, the workers often resign after working for the Turners for a short period of time. Mary and Dick now have frequent arguments, just like Mary's parents used to do. As Dick continues with his failure in farming, Mary's happiness declines even more. She even tries to return to her city job, which turns out to be a very humiliating failure, as they reject her because she is now married. Mary returns to Dick's farm in utter humiliation and sinks deeper into her anger and depression. She even begs for Dick to give her a child to distract her from the misery, but Dick refuses as he believes he is still too poor to take care of a child when it is born. Many houseboys come and go until one called Moses comes along. Now, Moses is a black man who oozes masculinity, being more powerfully built than Dick, her husband. Moses is quite resilient to her erratic behavior than her former workers, and Mary seems to have a vague interest towards him. One day, Mary witnesses Moses taking a bath naked, and she feels paddles between her feet and stares at him for a few moments. It is not clear whether it is sexual desire, but she appears to have some degree of arousal for the first time in her entire life. After that, her relationship with both Dick and Moses become much more complex as her mental health and depression get even worse. She grows dependent on Moses, which makes their relationship become very relaxed, as it now appears as if Moses is her caretaker. Mary begins having traumatic, confusing sexual nightmares involving her father and Moses. One day, their neighbor, Charlie Slater, comes to visit and notices the relaxed, almost flirtatious relationship between Moses and Mary. Meander is appalled by this. He immediately and sternly arranges for Dick and his wife to go away for a time, fearing a native infiltration of their white superiority image. Another white man, called Tony, begins to work on the farm to take over from Dick while he's away. In that short period, Tony also notices Mary's deteriorating mental health and her relaxed relationship with Moses. When he witnesses Moses helping Mary get dressed one day, he worries that they are having an affair, causing him to also encourage Dick to fire Moses. Moses then leaves for the night, leaving Mary at the mercy of her raging meltdowns and fits. A night afterwards, Mary is in bed sick, but still goes out around the house looking for Moses where she sees him. When she finds him, Moses puts his hand over her mouth and stabs her to death, but waits outside, waiting to be apprehended by the police, taking us to the point where the novel starts.
If you have an African novel you want to see Dudu summarize, do not hesitate to comment below. Don't forget to subscribe for more original, great Afrocentric content like this. Thanks for watching Mimsy Dudu Summaries.